Newsflash, no one knows what the X-Men are. These kids though.
Who the X-Men are. Newsflash, no one knows who the X-Men are.
That's what I said.
You said what the X-Men are.
Oh. Okay. Newsflash, no one knows who the X-Men are anymore. It is kind of a 30-year-old cartoon, so I didn't really think that one through, but my son wanted to be Gambit, so I always base whatever trunk theme around his costume. This is part 2 in a 2-part series on trunk or treat design. If you didn't watch the first one, there'll be a link down in the description. You can check it out there. I was on a deadline for this, so I wasn't able to fully document every step of the process. If you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below and I'll be sure to answer them. Alright, you'll want to start by measuring the trunk that you're working with. And if you need more space, you can put the seats down. But you want to get a general idea of how everything's going to fit in here when it's all said and done. So, not a ton of space to work with. I've got 34-inch depth, 50 at the widest here, and then at the wheel wells it's 38 inches, and then we're only working with 35 inches of height. So this one side of the box doesn't fully stretch along the way, but I'm going to have buildings off to the side anyways. So this will be kind of the front that's showing out of the trunk. This is just going to be a big piece of road that I'm going to stack all the buildings on top of. Alright, I'm trying to show a step-by-step process, so this is just our base piece cut out, just sliced right out of the box. Step 1. Here's a quick helicopter I drew up. Here's the helicopter. I think I'm going to just kind of wedge it in there, glue it from the back. This will be our front building on the left side. I've slapped up a couple more pieces of cardboard on there. Starting to come together, look like kind of a storefront. I haven't glued this on yet, but I think it's gonna fit well there. I'll probably have some fluff coming out like it's smoke. And then I'll have lights behind it, lighten it up like maybe. Most of these kids knew the X-Men from Fortnite skins. So I'm gonna try and figure out how to do this Sentinel out of cardboard. I just need to do his head. So I actually have no idea how I'm gonna pull this off, but we're gonna try. I'm gonna have to cut out a few spots, probably the eyes and the mouth. For the actual cheek shadows, I'll probably do that part raised, and then do this part raised, do a raised piece for his nose, raised piece for the head, and then hopefully I can start to get it to kind of start wrapping around. Try and make it into a head-like shape. Stick around and see if I pull it off. Here's the finished Sentinel head. I was able to put it together with one of these cheap Amazon lights, and then I just used a light gel that I already had handy. Wolverine was attached with a straw. He was just kind of balanced on there. It's been a busy few weeks trying to get this trunk or treat together, the whole display, and I found out I'm part Portuguese. So I was going to use these tubes I'd been saving from saran wrap. They're like super solid to make the Sentinel hand, but I think I'm just going to do it out of cardboard, because even if I use these, it'd be rigid, but I'd have to coat them with cardboard anyways. There's the hand in there that we're gonna try and make. All I did for this, for the sentinel hand, was trace my hand, make it a little bit larger. And then after I cut it out, I'll cut out more cardboard pieces to give it that more robotic sentinel look. And there you have it. Got yourself a hand. Nice thing about cardboard is it's flexible. Shape it around. Now I'll add a bunch of pieces to kind of bulk it out and give it some dimension. Just cutting, adding on pieces, trying to bulk out the design. So this is the back wall. I'm probably just gonna opt for almost like a factory looking scene, far off in the distance, instead of doing the whole Capitol building looking style. Please like and subscribe to see more content like this. All right, we have the trunk all cleared out. Now we're gonna do a test fit before we start painting everything. All right, so here's the rough idea. We'll see how it all looks. And obviously it'll all be filled with characters, filling up the scene. I'm gonna add more on actual floor pieces here. There's been no wind all day, and of course, as soon as I go to spray paint, a little wind kicks up. So for this one, I just stuck a bunch of random crap on there. Some 6-pack holders, random toys the boy was getting rid of, a couple ink cartridge holders, the plastic that they come in, an old toy flag. I didn't really get a chance to document my painting process as far as after I do the spray paint. I pretty much just use cheap dollar store acrylics, crappy brush, kind of just dry brush everything. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially with this kind of design. It was all supposed to be sort of messed up anyways. At the end, I came in with the Sharpie, kind of added some hash lines to it, give it that comic book feel. Yep. Hopefully I filled in enough blanks here so you can figure out how to do it yourself. Next week I'll be back to doing more horror themed videos, horror drawings, things like that. Happy Halloween. Until next year. Peace out.